the reason why it is so clear that that it's so important that we use clear language is not just for those we are communicating with, but also for ourselves. I can only understand the reality of my own perception if I am not speaking the language of my oppressor. And I think there are some traps that it can be easy to fall into in terms of language. So maybe just briefly, I'll talk about a couple of them. One is this idea of good trans and bad trans. So the idea that on the good side, there are these real transsexuals or true transsexuals who are these nice men who know that they're male, but they just want to quietly live their life, and they are allies to women. And on the other side, there are these bad trans activists who are extreme and violent. That is a false distinction, because again, if we apply this clarity of language, a male who is demanding that we pretend that he's a woman, these true transsexuals also do that. Even if they say, I know I'm male, they still give themselves names that encourage people to think of them as female. They put themselves in women's spaces. They wear stereotypical female clothing. They want to do all of these things, but they also want to be perceived by women as allies. So we really have to be careful not to fall into that particular trap. And I think another big trap is this idea of preferred pronouns and using the pronouns that a man prefers out of courtesy. When, as feminists, do we ever use language that men prefer out of courtesy? You could go to any court, any criminal court in this country, and there will be a rapist, a man accused of rape, who would prefer that we all say that he's innocent. But we don't say that he's innocent out of kindness. If we understand him to be guilty, we name him as guilty. So there's nothing about kindness or courtesy. It's about submission. And the naming of using these pronouns is about colluding with this pretense that there is such a thing as transgenderism.